It said he had an ace. I don't know if it's true. And
Yeah, I'm sure.
I showed my first bluff
in.
in probably 10 years.
And then you
You
showed him
laughed at
right.
him. Like,
yeah, I was
terrible.
like, hey, you're weak. Which is, the only reason I said that's because I'm the weak one, and this guy is the best. There's a couple guys that are the best.
He didn't seem upset by that.
No.
It was the last hand of the day.
Right.
Now,
He just tilted off the rest of the chips the next day because of it.
Now, we've hyped you up, but it's true that you play almost no documents the entire year, basically just the World Series, and at the World Series, just a handful of tournaments, and you've had a lot of success in them. So what is your main motivation? Is it just all the cash that you've brought and that you're carrying around with you? I mean, obviously you do play a couple World Series tournaments, and you don't play a lot of other stuff. You don't play the WPT stuff, but what's your
I guess
what drives you at this point? Maybe different from when you made it.
I don't know. I think I don't love playing as much as I used to now that I'm a family man.
It's good to put that in quotes. What does that mean?
Because is it family man in quotes or the family in quotes?
Yeah.
But
Man, just man.
Yeah,
The man in quotes. In Adam's case, the man in quotes.
Yeah,
which of course Christy hates all quotes because everyone misuses them.
Right.
Yeah.
But I'm kind of just hanging out with my kid who's starting to. Should I take my phone calls now?
Don't worry about
it. That every single day there's something new going on, and I just can't wait to hang out with him and with Christy, and we have a new one on the way. So I guess my motivation for playing this year is try to make it so they never have to work. Christy's been looking for another job, and I want to make sure that.
But you've made no secret that you're not happy with your kitchen in Seattle.
Right.
You had a new kitchen.
Second house.
She wanted a new kitchen. I was like,
gotta get to work. Gotta get to play.
Right. How about
you don't have a lot
house?
of other sources of instant million.
I think I used to just want to win so badly, and now to prove it to myself. And I think I used to want to like impress others with my poker game, and now I just don't care. And I've convinced that I'm just not as good as I used to be. I was so good 10 years ago compared to how I am now.
Well, you were ahead of the curve. You know, we see these young internet guys who really have kind of taken the world by storm, and they are very analytical, but part of it is that when they first came on the scene, they'd ramped up the aggression, and now they've had to evolve. But when they first came on the scene, the aggression alone was a huge advantage. And in 2000, when you made your run the first time around, I mean, your aggression, people were talking about, like, this guy's raising all the time. I mean, it was a different era. People hadn't seen this level of aggression. That alone propelled you to the top.
And I just played the total opposite style this time. I was fairly aggressive the first few days. I guess I should say ultra aggressive. But then come day 3, that's when I just put on the halt and I just waited. I had enough chips, and luckily I probably had aces 5 times in the last 3 days and kings, and won some races. I never lost when I was a favorite.
Now the first couple of days, Jeff would come up to me. We'd talk on break, and it was this is just day 1, day 2. I almost bluffed off my entire stack.
Right.
But that was just day 1 and day 2 where gambling might be more.
Now, I want to bluff off my whole stack, but I was willing to bluff off.
Almost. Yeah. 2/3.
I would have been left with like 3 chips to move in with the next hand.
Now, the last couple of days, the poker press, what there is of it, has started to quote you and stir up controversy, which you initiated. Is part of your motivation that if you win, or even just making the November 9, now you have a forum for your criticisms of Harris?
Fest? Yes. I believe it or not, it is.
Is that a motivator?
I've had a lot of people come up to me and say, like, someone's got to do something about it. I'm not sure I'm the right guy being in the industry, but it's not like we have some special relationship here.
Oh, it's special.
Yeah, they hate us for whatever reason.
Harris hates card players, you say?
Yeah, I think they hate anyone who's not a celebrity. Or maybe it's just that they treat the celebrity so much better than everyone, that they have special rules, they don't get penalties. I've never seen anything like it, and if we really want to take poker to the next level, you can't have different rules for different people.
No, but Jeff, I've heard people say in the past, and I could understand this, that card player hasn't taken controversial points of view because you have to represent the trade in a sense. Now, why did you decide now to make a departure?
Well, we're in the advertising business, and I'm not even sure we have any deals with Harris as far as advertising, and if they are, they're so minor that it's better to do it for all the people.
So you don't make a secret that you wouldn't do this if it was a big advertiser of yours? And
well, of course not, but I would also think that no other of our advertisers would really treat people like this. I play in the Bellagio all the time, and there's no way that they would run a tournament this unprofessionally. And one of the problems I really have with Harrah's was a few years ago we had this deal with them, and we were some I don't know if it's a sponsor, but like the main media coverage. And for the championship event, two of the guys who worked hard all summer to make sure that all of our coverage was great had special seats for the championship final table. And they were sitting there, and just like standard Harrah's management, like the commissioner and his buddy, kicked our two like executives out of their seats so two celebrities could sit there.
Yeah.
Right.
And I wasn't there. I was at home. I was watching on TV, and these guys came. I was like, "What are you guys doing? You should still be there." And they said, "We've never been treated so poorly in our lives. Like, do you mind if we watch it here?" And I was just like,
They had some
Okay,
force-built celebrities from some sitcom on
right.
the
And they're
UV.
just trying to impress these guys, and they
WB
actually like
channel
physically
came in.
removed our guys who had their VIP seats.
Now, you've
those-
expressed this directly to Jeffrey Pollock and Steph.
Of course,
And those
not to
guys-
Seth, but I
And
mean,
those
they're not
guys-
his
Staff, yeah.
No, staff, of course, but
And those
they
two
don't
guys,
care.
those two guys had been not just working for Card Player, but working to promote the World Series of
Right.
Poker the whole
I mean, this
summer.
is like they work 50,
time.
60 hours a week every
right.
week
Just
for
putting out all
6
the
weeks.
press releases and all the news.
Right,
all the
and we
stuff
were
for
like
it.
going out of our way to promote Harrah's in the World Series, and then they crapped on him,
Now, one thing
which was a slap to my face also.
yeah, one thing people brought up with me is that Card Player was the exclusive information provider, or daily live reports provider, and then they were replaced by another company who outbid or who bid, and that this could be the source of some of the issues. But in fact, Card Player didn't even bid. After
Right,
the
let me
first year,
explain
correct?
like what really happened here. When we did have our exclusive deal, there was a bunch of contractual obligations they had. They didn't live up to any of them. We were sitting here, we're supposed to be exclusive, they're letting everyone else in. And so we paid a bunch of money and got nothing in return. And then we made
Other
a
people ended
decision.
up with the same access, with the
Right.
same number of press passes.
So
with the
we're
same
giving them
everything.
$500,000, and they're just loving it. And then, so the next year the UIGA went down, and a lot of companies were scared, and we had a decision to make. Is it worth trying to spend $1 million or however much they wanted to charge us for access, which is kind of weird if you think about sports. You don't see most sports
Right.
charge $1 million for press.
They want press.
Right.
They want all the press they can get.
Right. So instead, we made a decision that we weren't going to bid because we didn't know if we'd get any sponsors, and it's not worth. I mean, besides $1 million of paying Harrah's, there's overhead to run it. I mean, the reports just don't end up on the computer.
And based on the previous year, if you weren't going to have a big competitive advantage against people who didn't bid,
Right.
it wasn't even worth it on that front.
And of course, our attorneys made it quite clear that he doesn't understand why anyone's doing reporting, that they should all just copy the chip counts because that's legal based on
Right.
other stuff. So there's like some legal threats that they made us. But again, that's not all the animosity based on that. It's how they have different rules for different people.
So, and let's just say what you said. You said that if you win the main event, you're going to throw the bracelet in the garbage.
Right. And of course, I was just saying that having a good time.
That was like hyperbole.
Right. And of course, do I really think I'm going to win the main event? No, so that would never happen. But now it's so blown out of proportion that we've been trying to think of, like, would I really throw it away? And we were thinking of certain things we could do instead of throwing it away, like have a contest. Maybe we give it away on Spade Club. Maybe give it to charity. And then my brother Michael's thinking about getting married, and he loves tacky bracelets. I bought him a watch, like the most ridiculous watch a few years ago.
He thought it was understated.
And he said, like, I don't wear this stuff. I was like, what are you talking about? It's like tacky, it's big. And he's like, I only wear
Fantastic.
real gold diamonds. So I don't know what this bracelet's made out of, but maybe Michael deserves to wear it.
All right.
But again, it wasn't disrespect for the game or for the achievement.
No, of course not.
It's making a point about how.
Of course I want to win. but
your
I
point
don't-
would be that it's respect for the game and that everyone needs to be treated equally in a poker
Yeah,
tournament.
and people are saying, like, this is the biggest thing ever, winning a bracelet. I'm like, get a life. There's more to
Right.
out there than winning a bracelet in poker.
Right. Especially in that.
That's why.
in
That's
today's
why I
like,
haven't
world,
bothered
it
with the
was
bracelet.
scary.
Right. It's
But of
not
course,
worth
I want to win.
Right.
I don't keep trophies at my house. That
Right,
I've ever
no
won.
trophies.
I'm a minimalist. I've worn these same jeans
Yeah.
like for all week.
And did you lose
Oh,
a minimal
you're-
bet to wear that shirt?
Yeah, well, this is so me, isn't it, guys?
Yeah,
The truth is, I have no clean clothes left because they're all up in Seattle, and I thought I was being
I was
home 2
like,
weeks
what
ago.
is that?
I don't know.